Hello and welcome back to another episode of Blender. Today we're going to do some tables and chairs, and if you're hearing that shuffling, I forgot to move my mic until now. Let's start off by deleting these two things. I'm also going to do a size, which you do not need to do unless you need to do it. Basically, if your game needs it to be sized and the sizes match what I'm doing, you can do it. If not, you can do what you need to do to size it or not. Alright, I'm going to change that back. So today we're going to do some tables and chairs. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do exactly, but we'll get into it. Maybe we'll do a little bit of everything. Let's start off by making our shape what we want it closer to what we want it to be. We'll do a square one to start off, I guess. And you're going to have to kind of judge on the thickness, what you're looking for, how old the table's going to be, if you want a liner. We'll start like that. Now we'll make this one square to start. We'll go to faces, and we'll grab that one. And we're going to shrink it down. And then we're going to make sure that edge is pretty even. So we're just going to even it up by either dragging this one a little bit that way, or dragging the other one a little bit the opposite way. I'm also going to take this and just bring it up. Ooh, let's not do that actually. Let's do it this way. Let's hit E and bring it up a little bit. Okay. And now it just gives you a little edge on the table. And you might think, well, I don't like that look. Okay, well, let's switch to edges. And let's grab all these. And we're just trying to give our table a little bit of style. And there's lots of different ways we can do it, but this is one of them. I'm going to go down to bevel and change it. Probably 6 to 8 is what I usually do. Let's do 8 today. Edit, undo. And then we're going to just go ahead and do it again. Just up to the edge. And if you want, you can drag it down. You can leave it up. You can do whatever you want to do with it, basically. It may not look like that look if I don't really like it either. Let's go back a little bit. Let's change it a little bit. I'll give you guys a couple ideas of a few different styles we could have done here. Let's do it this way. Let's hit I again, and we're just going to even that up. No, it's pretty even. And we'll drag that one up. Okay. Or we can drag it down if we'd rather. Just give it a slight indent, and it's going to roll towards the inside. I kind of like that better, so I'll go with that for now. There's a couple other things we could do. We could probably grab, switch to edges again. This, Control B again. And as you drag it away, it'll kind of curve it on the corners. Maybe that's more of the look you're looking for. Something like that. I think that looks pretty good, so I'm going to leave it like that, actually. I was going to change it, but we'll just leave that. We'll make a few, maybe. Okay, now we're going to make a center leg. Maybe you want to do 4 legs. Maybe this is an end table. It's all going to depend how you're playing, but either way, I would start off by making one and just keep it in the middle while you work on it. And there's a reason for that always. Lord Fishy knows what he's doing, don't you worry. Don't you worry, pretty little fins, everybody. Alright, flip to edit mode. We're going to hit, what did I hit? Control R. Alright, I'm sure that doesn't worry you, right? We're going to, let's bring it up here. And then we're going to hit S. Okay. Well, actually, let's not hit S yet. Let's go Control R again. And let's bring these two up here. And then let's bring them a little closer together. And then we'll bring them up again. Okay. I think we're ready to start making this top half. It's going to be a little complicated, but I think you'll get the hang of it. It'll give you an idea of how you can change things up to make them look really different. So I'm going to do something like this, okay? And then we're going to go to edges. We're going to hit this somewhere in the middle. We're going to hit Control, left click. Make sure you stay on that edge. It's going to be a little hard to grab. You can zoom in if you need to. I should have put my glasses on, but I didn't. So I'm going to bring this, and we're going to do something like this. Okay, just to give the top some kind of flair. Should we leave it like that? Well, let's grab this one. So we're going to go all the way around this one. And let's bring it up. Like that. And let's hit S again. Something like that. Okay. Now, as you can see, it kind of just gives it a little bit of style, and maybe you think it's a little thick, so let's thin it out like that. And stretch it out maybe a little bit. Something like that. If you want to do the same at the bottom, we can flip in edit mode again and go R. Let's do 3 this time. No, let's do 2. And we'll go down there at the bottom, put them together a little bit. And as you can see, when you drag them together, it changes the shape just a hair. But that's okay. Something like that. Alright, let's move down here so we can see these a little bit better, and we'll even zoom in a little bit farther. Alright, so this one first. Let's highlight this one, and you don't have to follow the exact steps, but just to give you an idea of how you might want to do it. Maybe you have your own idea in your head, and that's perfectly fine. Maybe you want to make it thinner. It kind of looks good, actually. Maybe you want to, do something else with it. And feel free to use your own imagination. I'm going to drag that down there, like so. And then I'm going to take, let's go to faces down here. And I'm going to go S, like that. So it's just got a little bit of flare down there. Do I like the shape of that? I think I do. You might want to change it some. Like I said, it's all up to you and how you feel like designing it. But we've only put a couple vertices in it, and we've made it pretty stylish, I would say. Anyways, you may disagree, but I think it looks very good. So let's go ahead and make a next piece. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do this, but we're going to make some lags that kind of come out a little bit from it. And you just have to have like a creative outlook on things and like an idea, maybe not exactly, but of how you're going to kind of get there. So something like this. Okay. And how can I? So I'm going to do something like that, but I want the edges to be able to come down, and in order for that to happen, I have to put these 2 cracks in it, or these 2 cuts in it. And what they're going to do, and I right click just to let them auto center, is if I grab this and this, it's not going to make the whole face drop. It's just going to make a piece of it drop like that. Okay? The same. If I take this and this, I can actually, maybe we won't do that though. Will we? Will we? I kind of want to go back and put 4 cuts in this. Let's go back a little bit. Let's do, yeah, one more. Sorry about that. Let's put 4 cuts in it because I want to do something at the bottom I just kind of thought about. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that should be right. Alright, so now if we take the bottom and we raise it up, it still gives us a little edge over on the other side for like a chair, like the lag part that it would actually sit on. And we can bring this up to when we're happy with it. And then we'll take this side and we'll bring it down. Oops, make sure you're not still clicked on the old one. And we'll bring it down. Something like that. Hopefully you kind of like that look, okay? Now it's a little thick, but we're also just a little off on our edges, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, let's highlight most of these edges, but not all of them. Actually, let's take these first, like that, and we'll just dissolve them. And it's just going to give it less faces, so it's one solid face. Usually if you can get away with dissolving them and it's not going to hurt anything, it's okay to do it. Something like that, all right? Do we need those ones? I think we can get rid of these ones too. Dissolve edges. Yeah, we can. So are we safe to highlight the whole thing? I think so. So we're just going to hit L over the whole thing and hit Control B and see what happens. Something like that. Okay. Try to make sure you didn't break any edges and everything still looks pretty good. And we're just going to drag it a little over this way. Alright, and then we're going to Shift D it, and we're going to 180 that. Oh, that did not work. So we'll change that one back. I guess it's a different one. Which one is it? That's not it. Oh, you know what? I meant to do a 90, didn't I? That was the first one. Yep. Okay. But this time we're going to make this one just a hair smaller. And the reason is if you don't do that, the faces are going to kind of flip through each other. You can kind of see it down there. So just go something like that. Could probably move it up a hair like so. Make sure that your edges are all out now and you got a clean cut through it basically. Yeah, I think we look pretty good there. And it's going to look just a hair off, but what I would do is just sink this part in the floor maybe. Or another way we could handle this is if we go to faces, we can click this one through that one. And you can just kind of stick it down a little bit. But I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I think it's going to look good enough. Nobody's going to notice really. So, all right. So let's do this. Attach this one to this one. Control J. And then we'll attach that to this with Control J. And then we'll take this top and we'll take that and we'll Shift D them. Then we'll Control J. And now we'll just drag it off to the side. And we'll do one more tabletop that's different a little bit, just for you to have a different idea of how you might want to do it. And this time we will take a cylinder, and we'll make one out of a cylinder. Maybe you want a round table. I don't know. Something like that. You choose the size that's best for you. I don't really have a set size. When it's art, you gotta kind of just go with the flow and then make it look good and make sure it's pretty even, I would say, as well. Alright, so that's going to be our top. So how are we going to do this? Well, let's just take an easy way out of this, and we'll go into the face. We'll Control B, and we'll just wind it down a little bit. You can see the edge closing up as we do it, but you can't go too far. Okay? Now, let's take... We'll go to edges, and we'll take this edge, and we'll just follow it around with Control. Make sure you're getting the one very edge on the outside. Zoom in, take your time if you need to. Just pause the video if you need to. Alright, we're going to take those, and we're just going to lower them like this. Okay? And it's just going to give us a little line in the middle, give us a little bit more style. And if you want to, we can do the inset like so. Okay, I think it looks pretty good. Now for coloring, it's going to be a lot of different options. So let's go to that, and we'll do that real quick, I guess. And then maybe we'll see if we have time for a chair, but I feel like this video is already kind of dragging on. All right. Coloring. So we'll go up here to the shader, go to the coloring, go to plus, new, and we'll make the whole thing a pinkish, and then we'll make that a brownish like so. And then we'll go like that, and we'll give them a different color, and reason being is if you want to give it a different color in your game, then you have the options. You can make them all the same color, or you can make them different colors if you want. But in order to be able to do that, you have to kind of give them all a color slot to be able to do that. So that's what we're doing here. And we'll do something like that. Okay. And then if you want to do a pattern, we can grab these. Oops. Let's grab that one. Let's see. Let's make sure we stay on the right path here. Gotta make sure that you Control left click the right one, otherwise it'll go off track and you'll get all mixed up there. So you can do something like that. You could raise, lower, anything you want, or you can just right click to cancel, and we can just color it if you want to give it a nice little ring around the outside. Let's just make it any color, it doesn't matter. It's just giving it a slot, of course, so it doesn't really matter. We'll do this one a new color just in case we want to customize it. And we'll make it blue. Again, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we have a colored table. We have a pretty good design in it. Let's kick it off to the side. We can do the same thing with this guy. Get it all colored up. Maybe you wanted to do it a bit simpler. Oops, we already had one material. Let's make sure we fill out these materials. So again, color doesn't matter too much. We're just assigning it. Make sure you're in edit mode with tab when you're doing this though. Alright, so maybe we'll just do this. We'll make this a different color than everything else just to show you. Oh, we have two different colors actually. Example of how we would do this. So we'll just give it any color. It doesn't matter again. Click off everything, LL, and we'll do this color because we already made a slot, so we might as well. Go up here. There we go. Again, it doesn't matter. We're just giving a slot. We'll give it real colors once it's in your game. You just have to have that slot available. Okay, last part. We'll do a chair. I'll try to do it quick, so it might not be the fanciest chair, but we'll do what we can. We've been here a while. I think the tables look pretty good. Hopefully you guys agree. Alright, so let's start by, okay, let's pretend we're going to be sitting at over there. So let's do this. A bit there. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do. Let's start off by Shift D. Take that one down here if we have an extra block already ready for us. Thin this one out. There's a few different ways we could do this. We could make it a curve, and then we could put pieces all inside of here, like little fence pieces or jail cell looking pieces. I don't know what to call them, but I think you know what I mean. But we'll do it a little different than that today. Control B. So let's find a good angle where it looks like a chair or a gray stone type shape. Perfect. It's basically the same thing. I'm just kidding. Alright, let's make it a little longer. Alright, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to go into the face on both sides. And we'll just put a little tiny pattern for there's something. So do that. We'll go E. And then we'll cancel it. And we'll flip to these real quick. And we'll just pull it in with this because we're doing both sides. So you have to do it this way. Okay. Hit I. Hit E again, right click to cancel again, and just flip it out the tiniest bit here. Hit I, drag it in, and maybe we'll put it in a little further this time or something to set the final design. Something like that. Oops. Push the wrong button there. So there's our final design. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully you think it's a good one. We'll just make it an easy one for today, but give you an idea of the things we could do. So say you don't like that, you want to get rid of it. Let's grab the face on both sides, delete it, faces, and then you got to just take this edge. Let's go to edge, and we'll grab this edge. And then, if I can maneuver myself, I'll follow it around. Making sure we're grabbing the right one. Okay, we have the whole edge. Oh, well, we might have to do it different, actually. I'm not even thinking. We probably got to do it this way. Like that. Grab that edge, F. Grab that edge, F. Because you can't leave an open gap there. It's going to look pretty bad. So I guess we're going to have to do it like that and just follow it around, F. F. But now you have a back open chair. Oops. Undo that one. You have a back open chair, but I think you get the idea of how you would do that. I won't keep doing it. You get the idea. Go all the way around until the whole thing's sealed. Just for time reasons, I'll finish that on my own, and I'll let you guys finish it on your own. And I'll get going a little further with this video before it's too late. Alright, I'm sure I'm having troubles keeping your attention at this point already. Let's tilt it back just the slightest amount. I don't know, like that. You can check it if you want a reference. I think it was 3.5 basically that I tilted it back. Maybe you don't want yours quite that far back, but I do. I'm going to move it towards the back of where a chair is going to be and down a little bit. Remember, if you've fallen behind, just pause the video or skip to where you need to be. So we're going to do something like that for the legs. We're just going to make this real easy. We're going to Shift D this square. And, okay, we're going to shrink it a little bit like that. And then I'm going to pull it out this way. Actually, let's Shift D. Let's pull it out this way like that. And then let's object bool difference. Okay. Now this piece will go this way. And then we'll bool it out of that. So then we'll go object bool difference. All right. And that way it's exactly symmetrical, and it's probably more what you're looking for. I hope so anyways. And we got lags already without having to do anything else. So the last thing we might need is a cushion. So maybe we'll really quickly make that and we'll be done for the day. And hopefully it helps you guys in some sort of way think of new ideas or ways you should do this. This is no way a step-by-step tutorial of you should do exactly this, unless you're desperate. If you have no idea and you need something for your game, feel free to take the information and use it as much as you want. But I also encourage you to be artistic in your own way and choose your own way to do it. Let's just grab the whole thing with L. We'll Control B, and we'll just give it a little curve like that. Until it looks pretty good. When you're happy, we'll jump out of edit mode. Move it up a little bit bigger than the chair itself, like so. And we'll boost it up for it's not hitting the back of the chair. Looks like a pretty good chair. I think we got a pretty lovely little chair today, guys. And it was pretty fast. It was pretty easy. Maybe you actually will go this way a bit. That looks a little funny sticking out the front. Yeah, more like that, I think. It's actually a little thick, too. So we can just thin that. And if you want to add just a little less pattern, I'll show you one last thing. We could take this, just like we've done with everything else. We'll just hit E. And actually, don't do that. Don't you dare do that. Do this instead. Oh, I already did it. Edit, undo. And then you see it kind of sinks in with it on the sides. And then we'll do it that way for it looks a little bit better. Should be able to see it like that. We can color it if you want. I won't bother. Yeah, I'll color it. All right. Let's grab them all. So left click, shift left click, grabbing the chair legs last, Control J. They all attach to each other. We go to the coloring and we add a color. We go there, Make sure we're in edit mode, tab, and we make that a little darker into a woody color. Ooh, it's so woody. Look how woody it is, everybody. And then since this is cushion's already highlighted, let's highlight the whole thing actually. And we'll give it like a different color because obviously it's not going to be wood colored. We'll just make it green for now. We'll highlight this. Oops, sorry. We'll left click that, highlight that. We'll make the middle piece a different color for we're able to customize it a little bit farther and give it just another color thing. And there we go. We have the whole thing colored. You may have to adjust the proportions a little bit, and it looks like I've left this a little bit off the chair itself, more like that. Okay, hopefully you guys have enjoyed today. If you have, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to support me in some way, I have a game on Steam. If you're interested in playing it, just make sure that you actually want to play the game. You can check out some of my videos up on my page and see if you're interested and just see some of the stuff we've been doing in games. And feel free to stick around. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.